Good afternoon and welcome back to Frugal It Out. Today I am going to be building a coffee table. Last week, I think it was last week, Amy and I came through in my living room and we just rearranged it. The way I had it set up, since we've actually moved in, I just have never loved it. I felt like everything was closed off from the rest of the house. I've just never liked it. But I had no idea what other way I could rearrange my living room to make it fit. So I had Amy come in and I was like, you gotta help. We gotta do something. I don't know what, but we have to fix this. So she came in and she helped me, and actually she put furniture in places that I said absolutely not, and then I ended up loving it. So if you remember, here I will give you a little tour. My couch used to be right here, and I had it lined up so it was with the fireplace, but now we have moved the couch by the window, hi Maxwell, which I did not think I would love at all because I always thought I wanted to look out the windows, but it works for this room. And then originally my TV was over here, if you remember that, and my chair was still kind of in that corner. And then I moved this little table that I used to have behind my couch. I put it over here on this wall. And then all my decorations, I actually moved, we had a family portrait right here, and I took that down and put the chalkboard that Amy built. And then I put my TV here, which I did not think was going to work at all, but it totally did. I'm very pleasantly surprised that it worked well. But all that to say, this is a big, giant open area, and I think I need a coffee table. So if you remember, in a video I did a while back, I created this faux clock out of one of those massive, what are they? Like the spools for the cable spools. And I had the bottom to this as well. So what I have decided is I'm gonna take that and make a coffee table out of it. Originally I wanted to use the hairpin legs as the legs of the table, but I wanted to get this project done today, and nobody sells them in store. I've been every store, Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, all of it, and I cannot find them. I even went to Goodwill to see if I could find like an old table with those legs and I could rip them off. Couldn't find it anywhere. So what I have decided is I'm gonna use like old metal plumbing pipes as my legs, and I found them at Menards. They were only, I think, $6 a piece, so not bad. This is free. The legs I paid, I think total, like with the caps and everything, I paid like $30. So $30 for a coffee table, not a bad deal, but there is some sanding and other things that I gotta do to the spool top to get it to the way I want it. So let's go on down to the garage and get started. All right, my garage is a chaotic mess, so please just ignore it all. But this is the other spool that I had. I started to paint that one actually and thought I was gonna use that one as a clock, but then decided that I didn't because this one's even heavier because it has these brackets on the back that I think I can just knock off because I don't think I'm gonna actually need those for the table. So what I'm gonna do is try to sand the paint off that I actually put on there. If I can't, and I can't get it all off, I might just slap on some more white paint to it and then sand it and make it look a little more, I don't know, like it was supposed to be like that. We'll see, I don't know, but I'm gonna start sanding now. Well, I think I'm just going to paint the whole thing, just like a really light coat, and then sand it because I love where this is going, like where the paint was. I like that look. So this might take me a little longer than I was thinking because I'm gonna have to paint, let it dry, sand. Is this crazy? Am I nuts for doing this? Probably. But we'll just do it the way, because I really like the way it looks with, I mean, if you look, it just doesn't show up as well on the camera, I don't think. But I like the whitewash look of it. So, okay, I'm gonna paint. I honestly don't know if I just made a bigger mistake by doing that. But we'll see. So this is, gonna let that dry. Just kind of slapped a little bit on there. I don't know. Honest to goodness, have no idea what I'm doing. But you know, that's what this is all about. Trial and error, right guys? We will figure this out as we go. If all else fails, it's not like I paid any money for that, and I can return the legs and find something else. But I think it'll be okay, I really do. So we shall see after it dries. All right, it's not completely dry, but for the most part, most of it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start sanding the parts that are dry, and then I'll go back and sand over what is still wet once that dries. Holy crap, this thing is heavy. Okay, so I've got it painted, I've got it like sanded down, and then I went ahead and these brackets were already on there, and I'm gonna actually attach the legs to these because the legs are only 12 inches and I feel like my table needs to be a little taller than 12 inches. So I went ahead and put in an extra screw in each one of these little braces, just so, because they were only nailed down and the nails are pretty rusty and old. So I just added one more little reinforcement for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the legs on. I was gonna show you guys what legs I actually got. So I just, you know, like they're just the industrial pipe, whatever. But these were actually the decorative ones. I found them in the shelving. So they're supposed to attach to the wall like that. And then you put I can't do this with one hand. Anyway, a shelf over them. But I figure I will just attach them like so, and that'll be the legs. I don't know, in theory it works, so we'll see if it actually does. So I made a mistake. I don't know what I did. The screws that I used to reinforce these little, whatever they are, I don't even know. I was screwing it in and then it wouldn't go any further. So then I just like kept pushing and screwing, and then I ended up stripping the screw. And now, I don't know if you can see, but it just like pokes up just a tiny bit. So right where I want to put this is where the screw is, of course. And so I can't, anyway, it won't set flush. So I'm gonna have to push it right over to the side. In theory, hopefully it'll be fine. I'm just using these 1.5 inch screws, wood screws, to put inside little, you know, little holes screwed into the bracket, and hopefully this will work. We're gonna do this in fast forward so you don't see all my mistakes. Here it is finished. And the legs all on. It really fills up the room nicely, I feel like. Let me take you back. And I have just a couple more projects and then my living room should be finished. I need to get new baseboards. I want really thick high ones. And then I have 2 ottomans that I'm going to be making to go around this table as well. But I really just like the way this opens it up, but yet fills the room in. If you guys can see, like my kitchen opens up into my living room. And when my couch was right here, I just felt like my entire living room was closed off from the rest of my house. So I love the way this is arranged now, and the coffee table just kind of brings everything in a little bit more. I know that chair looks a little far off on the camera, but really when you're here, it doesn't. And then once I get my ottomans, I think it's gonna tie everything in really well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. It was really fun, really easy. I think it took me maybe an hour and a half total to make the entire table. And that's with painting and letting it dry and, you know, finishing the project. So very easy. If you can sand, if you can screw a screw, and you can paint, you can definitely do this project. It was really easy, I promise. And very frugal. All I had to pay for was the legs. Total $35, I think. I can't remember exactly, but I will try to find them a little bit cheaper maybe on Amazon. And if I can, I'll go ahead and link that below. So make sure you check out the description to see if I link anything down there. If I did find something cheaper. If not, I did find these at Menards. I hope you guys liked the video. And if you did, would you go ahead and hit that like button below with a little thumbs up guy? Or it's not a guy, just a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe if you're new. Next week, I will be back with Amy. So we will both be back here next week, and we'll see you then.